Hi there and welcome to my channel. I don't know if you watched that video where I was sleeping outside in -25, but it's the continuation of this video because, as stubborn as I am, I decided to actually make it happen and actually sleep through the night. It doesn't have to be -25 for me. That just happened that way because we have had a very, very cold winter this year. I didn't have any other options, you know. I wanted a night when the sky is clear so that I can also photograph northern lights. But it hasn't been many clear nights that weren't as cold as this one was. So I'm gonna show you a little bit what I'm gonna pack this time so that this time it will be a success. I'm pretty sure of that. Yeah, I'll just show you what new I'm gonna bring this time. So I rented this sleeping bag in a place called Bua. Bua is a free service, free rental service here in Norway, and I think the only thing you need is Norwegian phone number or something like that. I'm not sure, but they are renting all kind of outdoorsy gear to people for free. I was intended to rent the warmest possible Arctic one, and the warmest bag was -16 comfortable temperature. So I don't know. I'm gonna bring more wool blankets this time. Actually, maybe even duvet. You know, like yeah. What I wanted to show you, like for real, is this thingy. So these are campsite slippers, or what you call them. They are awesome. I ordered them actually specifically to sleep outside and, you know, like hang around the tent and stuff. And they are so warm. I actually use them as sleepers at home. They are so great. I never tested them outside, so even if they don't work outside, I love them for in home. Yeah, they are not very fashionable, but you know, good enough. Apart from that, nothing new. This one is it's sleeping mat I was using underneath my sleeping mattress, and then I had another one of this on top of it, so it was kind of a layer of 3, and I was still cold. So I hope it works this time. Wish me luck, please wish me luck. I think I'm gonna need it. I borrowed this one from a friend. It's an emergency blanket, but it's lined with a fleece layer. So this will be first time using this type. I have my own, but it's very thin, just a shell, like the shell layer without any lining. So I'm excited to test this one out. And he also gave me a super warm jacket. He said it's a military style, so it's like, I don't know, I'm gonna see what it is actually, because I need to know what I have with me. But the size is pretty neat. This time I'm much better prepared, I think. Especially because it's not as cold as it was last time. Ooh, let me check. Wow. Alright. Huh. Nice. Oh, it's huge. It's a huge jacket. I can, you know what? Well, I think this one will keep me warm anyway. And I guess if it's a military style, I guess they are prepared for like super Arctic expeditions, I hope. Anyway, I'm off to go. It's almost 9 now, and again I'll try to go to bed before midnight, but we will see how it goes. These are 2 items I didn't have with me last time, and I'm gonna bring a proper pillow because, oh my god, I was missing one. Last time I tried to like use my jacket as a pillow, it was not cool. It was like sliding all over the place, so I didn't like it. And today I'm bringing my sunglasses because this time I'm prepared to actually survive the night and get up in the morning and see the sunrise, or at least experience sun if there is sun. So I'm bringing my sunglasses just to kind of manifest me sleeping through the night and having like a good night's sleep. Oh my god, this jacket is warm. Okay, wish me luck this time. I hope it will be better. I'm sure it will be better. And see you soon. In case you're wondering why on earth do I want to sleep outside in wintertime without tent, I'll explain. As far as I can remember, I have always been a person who is rather on the freezing side, especially when it comes to sleeping. A few years ago, when I started my photography business and started spending much more time outside in the cold for a longer time without moving much, and I'm talking mostly about Northern Lights photography, I realized that I need to learn what does it take for me to stay warm and comfortable and be able to work properly. Then I kind of cracked the code on what to wear for my Arctic photography outings, especially Northern Lights portraits. I was also freezing on other types of activities, for example, Arctic kayaking. So last year I learned what gear is great for winter kayaking in the Arctic conditions. I also learned how I can sleep outside comfortably in summertime and in fall season without any tent or any other type of shelter apart from sleeping bag and sleeping pads. And now it was time for me to learn about winter camping. Knowing how to sleep outside comfortably in any season without carrying too much gear like tent and all additional stuff opens up a door for more creativity. This way I'm able to hike up a mountain and go to sleep while my camera is running on time lapses, and I can capture Milky Way, starry sky, Northern Lights without having to go back home and being limited on time. So this new skill would absolutely improve my creativity and open new opportunities. I don't know what you can see here, but hello from the camp. Wow, Aurora is going really strong today, like super amazing. I'm watching it all above me. It's beautiful. I have not made a bonfire because when I came here, there were some other photographers in the same spot, and I didn't want to disturb their pictures with my bonfire. And now it's 10:11, so I'm thinking maybe it's a bit too late to start with the bonfire, but I don't know, maybe I will do it anyway. I think I'm gonna hang here for a little while with all the auroras happening. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. I wish you could see it. I hope my other camera is turned in the correct direction. I don't remember where I put it. I had to move them around the whole evening because, Today I'm doing a completely different sleeping system. I really hope it works. If this doesn't work, then I don't know what does. Then it's like Arctic expedition sleeping bag. That's the next step if this doesn't work. But I hope it does work. So oh my gosh, I have to run. Sorry, bye. Bye. So this night was my second attempt at sleeping outside under the clear Arctic sky. First time, minus 25 degrees Celsius, different sleeping system, and it didn't work. And instead of just saying, okay, it's not for me, I got stubborn and curious. Because in theory it should work. People sleep in Antarctica, for Christ's sake. I can surely sleep in Alta. And I'm a big believer in testing things myself. Theory is great, but theory doesn't know you. I made a bonfire eventually because Aurora just never ended, and I decided it will be a bit cozier with a fire. But I think I should go to bed now. I think it's around midnight or maybe even later. I didn't really check. But I was thinking to go to bed before I actually start getting cold, and I feel like I might start getting cold sometime soon. So yeah, good night. I really hope I wake up tomorrow morning here in the same spot. I actually really hope I will be able to fall asleep this time, not like last night I tried it. Yeah, good night. I don't know what the temperature is, but my hair turned white again, so yeah, the thermometer doesn't show much. I don't know, I'm not able to read. It looks like it's below 20, but well, I'll check it in the car tomorrow morning. But now, good night. Like really, I'll go to bed. And you know what's interesting? Nights like this remind you that numbers don't tell the whole story, because we all respond to cold differently. And I have noticed that about myself so many times. I can literally hike in just a sports bra, surrounded by snow, while my friends next to me are hiking in down jackets, totally comfortable. But the moment I stop moving, I freeze, and very fast. We should also keep in mind that there is difference between male and female sleeping comfort too. Comfortable rating system for sleeping bags is based on an average woman or average man. But factors like body composition, hormones, female thermoregulation are very individual. So what works for one person is not necessarily working for another one. And here I was again, second night under the clear Arctic sky. I crawled into my sleeping bag, covered up with all the layers, and next thing I remember, I woke up and I looked at my phone and the time was 2:30, 1.5 hours after I went to bed. Not bad, I mean, it means that I actually fell asleep. That's a good thing. But then I was just laying, not being able to find that comfort. It's not that it was very cold, but it was just below my comfort zone, you know? Like you're not freezing, but you are not warm either. And that little thing made me lay and move myself and just not being able to find the right position. But I think I dozed off again somehow. Not for a very long, but a little bit. If you have watched so far, I would assume that you want to know what happened that night. While my car was showing -13 when I left it, and in theory my sleeping bag was -16, plus all the additional layers, so this system should have worked perfectly fine. In theory. In reality, the temperature dropped down to -21. I figured it out later on. But those 5 degrees aren't just 5 degrees. Under a clear Arctic sky, you are not just losing heat to the air around you. You are losing heat to the sky itself, and it travels away as invisible energy. Clear sky radiation is brutal, where the sky basically becomes a giant heat sink above you, and without a tent, you feel that. I'll explain, because I just learned about it myself and I thought it could be interesting for you too. The upper atmosphere and space above us are extremely cold. So when the sky is clear, there are no clouds acting like a blanket above us. Your body and the sleeping bag are quietly radiating heat upward into the giant cold emptiness, and nothing is bouncing it back. Clouds act like a lid. They trap some of that heat and reflect parts of it back down. That's why cloudy winter nights often feel warmer than clear ones, even if the air temperature is similar. When using a tent, the fabric works like tiny artificial clouds above you. It doesn't make it warm inside, but it blocks some of the upward heat loss. So this is how I slept last night. Sleeping mat, that's Arctic one, that's Järvenzyken with a lining, wool blanket, and sleeping bag, which is called, I think it's called Alta Extreme. Oh, it's not fucking any. I am in Alta and I am pretty extreme. Doesn't help. Really doesn't help. And then I had another. Where is that? Here I had another wool blanket that was on top of it, and I was laying underneath this thing. I don't know. I was cold. Before these winter experiments of mine, I never really thought too much about that. I always assumed that a tent just keeps wind and snow away, primarily. Sure, some warm air stays inside the tent and helps staying comfortable. But that doesn't matter too much, right? Or so I thought. Well, turns out it matters quite a bit. And after experiencing this on my own skin, this theory will sink in so much better than when you only read about it. Well, at least that works for me this way. I skipped the tent on purpose, not because I don't have one, but because it's heavy, bulky, and it's just so much to deal with in wintertime. I didn't want to spend an hour building a snow palace. I just wanted to throw some gear on the ground and fall asleep under Aurora. Well, that's very simple in theory. So the whole point of this experiment is not about being hardcore. It's not about proving anything. It's about learning your own system, what works for you. Take mental notes, refine, and improve next time. So every time I do these kind of stunts, I learn something new. I gather some new experience that is unique to me, and maybe the fact that I share it will help someone else to build their own system too. Well, at least I hope so. Good morning, my very glamorous morning from the camp. I just want to check something. 6:26. Yes, I know I promised you a sunrise, but the sunrise is at, if we trust the forecast again, it's supposed to be at 7:20 something, which is in 1 hour. Maybe I will see it. I'm not sure I can see it at this time at 7:20 here, because like it's forest and it's mountains, so maybe it will come later. And I don't know if I want to wait any longer than 7:20, but I guess I will be hanging here for another hour because I need to pack down everything. And I know I promised you a cup of coffee, but I only had one coffee with me, and the bag cracked, so it started leaking and I cannot drink it. So I'm drinking hot chocolate. It's as good as it gets. hot chocolate instead of coffee, and moonrise instead of sunrise. Pretty good, right? We can say that it's a success, can we? Apart from me sleeping maybe for 2, maybe 3 hours total, not even consecutive. Yeah, I'll try to pack down my stuff. I promised you a sunrise, moonrise. I promised you bonfire, well, here we go. And I promised you a cup of coffee, and it became hot chocolate, but that's fine. And the last thing I promised is that I will be wearing my sunglasses. So watch me. Watch me. Check it out. All right. From all the burning sun. Well, moon. All right. Here we go, camp. More good morning from the camp. Well, I promised you a sunrise and sunglasses, so there we go. It's sunrise glow. The sun will be on the other side, but the sky is pink in this area, so this is why I'm filming it. And yeah, I told you, sunglasses will be on, and here we go. I don't know if I really need it, but yeah, it's nice to keep promises. Very chill wind here. I'm glad I didn't camp right here, so I don't think I'm gonna stay for very long. Yeah, I'm just gonna do a time lapse of the pink sky and the sea smoke. Yeah, and I'll go home. Home sweet home. Oh. Believe it or not, but I think this was a great night. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed my suffering both times, both this night and the first episode. If you liked this video, click a like, subscribe button, leave a comment, ask a question. If you have questions about how to survive in the Arctic cold, I cannot answer that. I'm still trying to figure it out. Anyway, thank you for being here, and I see you in the next episode. Bye!